In 1975, a developmental psychologist named Edward Tronick filmed something that changed parenting science forever. He filmed a mother and her infant in a warm, connected interaction, smiling, making faces, going back and forth. Then he asked the mother to do one thing: stop responding, keep her face still, and give nothing back. The baby noticed within 4 seconds. And what happened next is something researchers still study today. First, she tried harder to reconnect, bigger smiles, more sounds, pointing, looking away and looking back. Then, when nothing worked, she began to slowly collapse inward, withdrawing from the connection entirely. What Tronick found was not only that babies need responsiveness, it was when, in the sequence, they need it. The baby sent 6 distinct distress signals before a single cry arrived, all within 90 seconds of silence. Most parents who watch that footage for the first time say exactly the same thing when it ends. They say, "I would have missed every single one of those signals, and I would not have known why." Not because they are bad parents, and not because they do not pay close attention to their baby, but because no one ever sat them down and taught them what to look for before it was already too late. That is exactly what this video is going to do for you. Starting right now. In the next 12 minutes, your baby is communicating on 2 completely different channels at the same time. Every single day. The first channel is the one you already know. It is loud, urgent, and designed to be impossible to ignore. That channel is the cry. And when your baby uses it, responding quickly and warmly is exactly the right move. But here is the thing that almost no parenting book, class, or video ever tells you clearly and directly. The cry is not your baby's first message. It is the message that arrives after all the quieter ones were missed. The second channel runs before the cry, underneath it, and in the ordinary spaces between calm moments. Learning to receive it does not require special training, a perfect temperament, or an unusually easy baby. It requires one thing: knowing what to look for before you are already scanning for the loudest signal. Infant researchers who study early communication group the quiet signals into 3 distinct categories. The first category is face signals, and these are the ones that appear earliest in the sequence overall. A slight squint, not a wince, just a quiet gathering of the brow when stimulation begins to increase. The mouth moving from loose and relaxed to tight and pressed, even before any sound comes along with it. A yawn that appears when the baby is clearly not tired. This is often a nervous system reset attempt. The second category is body signals, and these are slightly easier to see once you know what they are. Hands opening and closing in a slow, repeating cycle. Feet flexing and curling against nothing at all. A small arch of the back, not dramatic. Not a tantrum, just the body quietly, creating a little distance. A sudden stillness after a period of movement. The system pressing its own internal pause from the inside. Or the opposite, movement that accelerates, becomes less coordinated, and loses its earlier smoothness. The third category is rhythm signals, and these are the hardest to see, but the most important ones to feel. Your baby was engaged and making sounds, and then, without clear warning, they go quiet and turn inward. Your baby was looking directly at your face, and then they slowly turn their gaze somewhere else entirely. The rhythm breaks, and that break, as small and quiet as it is always a signal worth noticing. It is not a problem, and it is not a rejection of you or of the moment the two of you were sharing. It is a regulation of AB's nervous system saying, "I need one moment to process all of this." This next part is the moment most parents consistently misread, and misreading it makes everything harder. Your baby is looking at you. You are smiling, leaning in, giving them your full attention, and warmth. And then, right in the middle of that connection, they turn their head and look away from you completely. For many parents, especially new ones, especially exhausted ones, that moment lands somewhere like rejection. A tired part of your brain reads it as, maybe I am too much, or maybe I am simply not enough for them. And so the natural response is to re-engage, lean closer, smile bigger, raise your voice a little more. The toy comes back into their line of sight. The energy in the room rises, and you try a little harder. But the baby, whose nervous system was quietly asking for less, has just received significantly more. Here is the reframe that changes everything. And it comes directly from infant attachment research itself. When your baby looks away, goes still, closes their eyes, or stops responding, they are not leaving you. They are using the relationship itself as the very tool that helps their nervous system find its balance. This distinction between leaving and using is one of the most important ideas in the entire first year. A baby with a secure enough base does not collapse when overstimulated. They look away and quietly regroup. That act of looking away is the attachment behavior itself, not the failure or absence of attachment. So when your baby looks away, your one job is not to perform harder. Your job is simply to stay present, remain calm, available, and warm, not demanding, not chasing, not reading the moment as something lost. Try saying quietly, just to practice the thought, take your time. I am right here waiting for you always. And when they turn back, because most of the time they will, something genuinely real has been built. They left the stimulation. You did not chase them. They came back. And you were exactly where they left you. That 4-part sequence: leave, stay, return, find, is secure attachment working exactly as it was designed. Here is the part that most parenting content skips entirely. And it may be the most practical thing here. Your baby is not only reading what you do, they are reading something deeper, which is how you arrive. The speed of your hands when you reach for them, the tightness sitting quietly in your shoulders when tired, the quality of your breathing at 2 in the morning after you have already tried everything that you know. This is not a judgment about your effort. And it is not a standard that any human parent can meet perfectly. This is neuroscience specifically. The work of researcher Stephen Porges on the autonomic nervous system. His research shows that infants are acutely sensitive to safety cues living inside their caregivers' bodies. Before they can process language or fully read a face, babies are scanning for what Porges called neuroception. Neuroception is the unconscious, constant assessment of whether the surrounding environment is truly safe. Your nervous system is not separate from the room. It is actually part of the room. Your baby lives inside. When you are dysregulated, and the room becomes harder to settle in, not because you are dangerous in any way, but because your baby's brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, which is track that very signal. So the most powerful thing you can offer in a hard moment is not a perfect response or the right words. It is a regulated presence, and that begins with one single breath. Not a whole new version of yourself. Shoulders down. Exhale. Longer than you inhale. Voice 1/2 step lower and 1/2 step slower now. Not for their sake, only for yours. Because a calmer you genuinely changes the room they are settling in. Here is what the actual research on secure attachment shows. And it may surprise you when you first hear it. Secure attachment is not built in the moments that go perfectly. It is built in what Tronick called repair. Rupture is the moment of misattunement too fast, too loud, too much when the connection briefly breaks. Repair is the moment you come back, softer and slower, and offer the connection again in a different way. What that cycle teaches a baby's developing brain is not that the world is a perfect or predictable place. It teaches something far more useful, that after a disconnection, connection has the full ability to return. That is emotional resilience built, not by avoiding hard moments, but by surviving them together with care. So when you snapped, when you missed the cue, when you bounced when stillness was what they actually needed, you did not break something irreparable. You created the exact opportunity that repair is always built from. Come back. Soften your face. Slow your hands. And say what they need to feel before they understand words. Tell them, that was a hard moment, and I am here now. And we are going to be completely okay from here. The repair teaches safety as directly and as deeply as the rupture ever shook it in the first place. You do not need to memorize a system, and you do not need to get every signal exactly right every time. I am asking for one practice, a single, small shift you can begin in the very next hard moment you face. It is called the 3-second pause, and it is the simplest version of everything this video has covered. The next time your baby turns away, stiffens, goes quiet, or makes a small and frustrated sound, pause first. Before you respond, before you reach, before you speak, give yourself 3 full and deliberate seconds. In those 3 seconds, ask yourself one single question. Does this moment need more? Or does it need less? More closeness or more space? More sound or more quiet? More stimulation or more stillness right now? Then give them one thing, not 5 responses at once. Not a full routine, just one small and clear thing. That pause is where attunement actually lives, not in perfect reading, but in the willingness to stop first. Over time, across many small and ordinary moments, your baby learns something no milestone chart can measure. They learn, when I send a signal, someone on the other side pauses to actually listen before they act. That is the relationship you are building, not in the moments that go perfectly, but in the pauses. In the next video, that we go deeper into what different types of crying are actually trying to communicate. You will also get a framework for responding that does not require you to guess correctly every single time. If something in this video changed how you saw a moment with your baby, save it and share it with someone. Share it with whoever is in those 2 a.m. moments alongside you. They need to hear this as well today. And if your baby is showing a signal you cannot quite figure out, leave it in the comments and describe it. Write exactly what you see. I read every single comment, and I will do my best to help you understand it.